In 2017. It's that long ago. And the last Yamaha win here was Rossi back on row 3. A man you've also got to watch out for, Joan Mir, his teammate. Quickly he starts from row 5. Paul Espargaro's looked pretty good on a KTM. Alicia Espargaro's looked pretty. Callio, Afish Shireen, the local man, out of contention completely, those two. But man there, as we look down to Marc Marquez, stepped out through the front door, down at turn. Already will have seen him jumping up and down on what should be 2 broken legs, and looking pretty happy. Off any hopes that anybody may have had on this grid that Marc Marquez might be too injured to contest this.
I'm going to tell you all sat at home, keep your eye on the middle of the 4th row. Watch Marquez to follow them. But for him to follow them, he has to get a good start. He's got to be aggressive. We've seen him do 1 and 2. I can't wait to see what he does.
You saw briefly Johan Zarco there as well. He went straight to 15 and 16 Moto2 win around here. Zarco has great memories of this place. He was doing fantastically well. He's already set the bar at top 7.
Yeah, weirdly, I interviewed him on Thursday, and that's what, let's say, was a bit of a non-crash. He went wide and sort of ended up losing, actually,
on a grill.
Top 10's possible, top 7, I think, maybe save that for Valencia for...
You saw the record there of... I think he's got better pace than it looks at the moment. He's got to come from the 4th row of the grid. This race, you can hear from all the pundits. No,
Viñales still. I'm going to go. I am going to go.
Viñales.
Yeah, I've been with him most of the weekend.
I've got pretty much first race. I think he wants it so much, and he wants to do it so much. He wanted that pole position for his team. He didn't want Marquez to have that. 56 MotoGP is coming from the middle of row 5, having qualified through qualifying 1. Who's it got it? Look at this, brilliant. Morbidelli has absolutely got the whole shot there. Morbidelli, look round the can now as they move out of the way. Look at that, he rides the white line all the way round. He comes through into what, 6th place at the moment? They possibly can. Incredible stuff from Marc Marquez. Already
past the pole position, man.
Incredible. From Viñales, Morbidelli is there as well, but Dovizioso has already gone past him. Dovi is in. Marc Marquez on the 93 machine. We're looking at him from behind. This is going to be one of those races. Marquez knows he threw it. If he gets away, in fact, at the moment, Marquez is having it all his own way. He's had a great opening few corners.
Forces his way past. He could literally be leading at the end of the first lap here at this rate.
And imagine what, it's a bit... And the 2 of Morbidelli and Quartararo, the Petronas bikes, have gone right backwards. Quartararo in 8th place. Marins now, so Rossi has pace as well. Keep an eye on him. He's got race pace, but out front now, Maverick Viñales has got himself to the front. Will be slightly annoying from Marquez's point of view, but I've got to say, coming through the 4th place on that opening creep. Oh, look at that. Oh, he stuffs it up the inside of the 2 Ducatis, takes Jack Miller up the high road as well, and then all of a sudden, see, here comes Rossi in front of the Rossi stand. That's where he fell down when he was leading here last year, if I remember rightly. Marc Marquez has come through in 3.4 miles to hit that 3rd place. Incredible.
Start. He was down in 9 through the first split, but then he's dug in on that first lap, which he knows he needs to. This
record that Rossi has let go over the last little while. He's desperate to make himself the best Yamaha, but it's going to be about tyres in the end. What's left? Who's got something left at the end? And again, when it comes to dive bomb the Ducati, didn't make it stick, but what? I'm fighting him, although going around the outside at Duans on the opening lap was pretty impressive.
Do you know what though, as a racer, Keith, you know this as well as anybody. He didn't go home actually, but you come straight to here and you think, right, that ain't happening to me again. They are getting it when I get.
You don't really want to be doing when you're 40 years old at this level, I suppose, but you want a bit of finesse. Oh, coming in hot. Any line you like out turn 15. Michelin sticking on the high lines, sticking on the inside line as well. Hey Lorenzo, 2 minutes 0.6, so it's a new race lap record already, and that's going to get broken a lot more.
Run of 59, so that's why I'm tipping him for the race win before the start. He was the only rider who could...
Up behind Petrucci, here's the 5 and 9, Zarco and Petrucci, then it's Cal Crutchlow next in line. Irene for 18th place. But it's Maverick Viñales who's really shown title in his career is win races.
And he's got to get past Jack as quick as he can. I still don't think...
He was in the trouble yesterday, wasn't it? He needed to be with someone like Quartararo to drag him round for that pole position.
Oh. Do you know what I mean, though? Like, he's turning it tight up the inside of everybody.
Taking every single opportunity. Oh, look at that. Just turns it tight and gets the Honda underneath Jack. But now, that braking area, Jack Miller is going to try as hard as he can to get back under Marc Marquez. Marquez has got it covered down towards turn 1 now. Is Jack going to let him off? I doubt that very much if he can get with him. Mark cuts to the inside to try and race pace.
Rossi, fastest lap of the race at 59.6.
So he's just gone.
Rossi's looking forward, seeing Marquez at the front of this group, thinking, we've had a battle round here in the past, haven't we? I think actually.
Less said about that.
Don't talk about 2015. Rossi hasn't forgotten.
Vinales still leads. Marquez pulling away in second place. Slightly surprised that these guys didn't all out wide the Ducati. Look at Rossi riding that Yao. He could not get any closer to the Ducati in front of him. He got that done. Ooh, but he'll be on the right side if he can just get the... No, he couldn't get the gas down, could he? Too wide. He's in charge, Jack Miller. He looks like the boss of a Ducati, that's for certain. We say it all then.
Actually, Rossi, there's no point in passing Jack up the inside because you'd just get straight back.
Team 2. Look at Maverick Vinales. Rossi with the outright circuit record for it turns brilliantly well. Watched it round here, haven't we? And they've got Mir has got one steering as well, but it's Rins who is now taking it to the one of the favourite men. That's our favourite man, Cal Crutch.
0.6. Now we've seen him on 2 or 3 occasions this weekend in the 59s comfortably.
But it was 46 degrees. But he had better pace than that in warm-up at 36 when it was 36 degrees.
Wonder is obviously we saw him crash on the first lap in Phillip Island. We saw him crash on the first lap at Silverstone. Was he?
For sure.
4 laps in. Well, we're on lap 5.
Maybe Yamaha has still got, well, you would say, apart from the one out sharp. So, take a look back at the start here to the right-hand side there. Zarco had to, well, it might have been Pecco Bagnaia actually thinking about it. Up the inside. Pushes and shoves, sets himself up for turn 2 here.
And then gets Quartararo into 3. Oh.
Yeah, Petrucci's bike went backwards even faster.
Wow.
Look at that.
It's like a turbo.
Wow.
From 10th on the grid.
Vinales forcing his way into turn 2. This could go wrong just here, couldn't it? Look at this.
I'm glad.
Exit stage less. Look at that, just gassed it up. Gets himself up along with Quartararo.
But he didn't even, it's not even
going to take advantage. Tries to go around the outside of Quartararo. Look at the gap now, Vinales to Dovizioso. So Marquez the meet in the middle at the moment. But look at that. He's closing him down, you know. Take a look down into turn 1.
Oh, Dovi.
Dovi running it just a fraction too hot.
And Dovi, and who else was it? Oh, and Lorenzo on the Ducati. That was a pile up and off.
When you can't see, last time, can Marquez close down Maverick Vinales? It will be one of the most remarkable recoveries. Absolutely slung himself out through the front door. It was all his own fault. It was all his own doing. The reason it happened was because of him. Well, it says Yamaha all over it, doesn't it? There goes Rossi. Rossi underneath. Jack Miller.
So he did that
by him.
Thank you very much.
Still got to get it done on the brake, but he's moved Rossi to the outside.
Rossi
in a gap there. Rins would have been aiming for it. He's really good riding that white line. 14 laps to go. So a further second back on Marquez. Then it's Miller. Rossi right there. This weekend we're all told that the A-grade Yamahas are going to the Sepang International Circuit. If you want to keep the likes of Quartararo, you're going to have to hand him the top kit.
Yeah, absolutely. He's earned that this year.
He's in the top 10 and aiming.
Like to be in front of Carl is pretty impressive, and that looks
bigger than 1.5 as it was at the line. Cal Crutch's on the 2019 Honda, and I have to make that it's only the second race. Oh, Jack lost it and then stayed on it. He's all feet and Australian legs. Jack lost the kangaroo down sport.
That's
Jack Miller,
that.
It was hard work. I thought rindy him up or not as we look back towards this.
So, yeah, what happens, obviously, Rossi dives to the inside and passes, square him off, loses the front, but like I said, didn't really lose any time.
Well, this is going to look good from here. So through goes Rossi, then Rins the photographer. Here he goes. Alex Rins.
The interesting thing is, so Marquez and Vinales have got the same front tyre. Vinales has gone for a medium. Soft should last longer than the medium. So medium's a slightly harder compound, which spins more.
It's the other way round. Proper clout. Rins has lost a wing and a friend.
That wasn't, but that's 2 different motorcycles, and that's...
Rins can ride the inside line. Jack needs a little bit more of a wider line to make it work for the Ducati.
Exactly.
Without that aero on it. So
it will do one way. Probably not the other.
Yeah, it's going to seem very, very strange in some of the faster parts of the course, that's for sure. But Jack ain't having it against Quartararo. Morbidelli's got the better of Quartararo and had it for some time. Franco Morbidelli is riding this guy.
Well, they did, didn't they? Wilco, that was as confident as Wilco's ever sounded. That was like...
Final corner. Tricky corner this, off camber. The closer you are to the white line on the inside, You thought he'd be able to be passed by someone cutting underneath him, but he had that faster line that worked for him, and that closed him down quite a bit.
I've just got deja vu here of last year's race, if you remember.
Yeah,
Valentino was lead. The longer this race goes on, the more Marquez has got a chance of winning, because he is the man who can stop over the years.
You've seen him roll out of the throttle just for a lap or two to get it, bring it back to him. You're right, marks, and increasing your pace accordingly. If he can't do that, Valentino Rossi just had one of those innocuous kind of falls from far away, surely. Even for Valentino.
Do you know what as well? He got such a good run out of the turn 8, so it was too far away. And you know what Dovy's like on the brakes. One of the last of the late breaks.
Makes it so fast in a straight line.
But then on these sections, then look, you're being held up because it doesn't, the natural, he pulls away down the straight. There you go.
Been a while since we've seen the Doctor on the podium, that's for sure. And bets around the paddock. I don't think many people I spoke to had Rossi for a...
Viñales, Marquez and Quartararo in... Oh, that's from a long way back.
Yeah, Miller's retake.
You've got the power, you've got the brake stability, so you pass people, but then you're going to end up in these situations where you're getting rammed.
Well, the question is, we saw the bits flying off of Rins's bike, but maybe it did some more damage to the Ducati than what we thought. So next up is Quartararo, the man that sat on pole at the moment. Well, 8th place, front of Danilo Petrucci, Cal Crutchlow, Joan Mir, some of your favourite men. Johan Zarco is fairly sure
we'll see him.
We will see him in MotoGP again.
Because this will be enough. A top Crutchlow in this race, for me, that will be enough. The door is wide open at Honda, I think, for next year, in a negotiation.
Well, Jorge Lorenzo is down in 18th place, and if you look at the sheet, 19 on lap 9, so in those 9 laps,
yeah, 2 seconds,
a lap off. That is just outrageous. Yesterday,
yeah, he hit the grate as well, didn't he, in turn 1?
Turn 1 has got a great big drainage grate. I doubt you'll be wide enough camera-wise to be able to see that, because we're focusing on Rossi in front of the Rossi stand, but if you run... Aprilia's looked all right round here. KTM really took a massive dip home at these two are 13th and 14th, only just in the points. Andre Iannone on the other Aprilia is in warm-up this morning. Made some slight suspension changes to that, spins it up a little bit more to turn the thing.
There's 13th and 14th, they're 12 seconds behind. You can't believe how hard they are riding right now. Arguably, we'd say the Aprilia is probably the worst on the grid right now. And the KTM's done a bit to have the chance to battle at the front. So, yeah, they're on their absolute limit, scrapping for 2 points, ever so slightly.
Very slightly, 1.7 at the line last time around. Maverick Viñales will have been given the board than seeing it increase when you get to your board. And Maverick Viñales, last time around, push yourself any harder once you're there. There it is, plus 1.7. It was 1.6 last time. It's a great feeling.
All the motivation you need, and then at that point you just try and stay relaxed. Certainly that's a Maverick we've seen for the last about 4 or 5 rounds, Keith. He has, do you know what, the best thing that's happened for Yamaha, we've said it off, and people like Maverick is like, I'm not having that, you know what I mean? There's no way I'm letting this young rookie
across from the independent team. They found something that makes it work for Quartararo, and I think we've always said, as everyone else had got real high data technicians that were working on electronics. Yamaha, that data is there for them to read and work out. Now then, for a podium here.
Look at
I think he has.
Yeah, the 2 old dogs. And I mean that respects also. He's been here so many times. Obviously, Rossi's 40 years old. He's been here more times than Dovizioso. 401 for Valentino Rossi. But when I say it, it's like the old dogs in completely different motorcycles.
Look at the way that the 2 different one has to
2 different lines,
yeah.
Exactly. That wasn't a mistake from Dovizioso.
Looks like he might have hurt himself there as well, shoulder-wise. He looked like he was hanging it a little bit. Maybe that was just despondency, I would think. He just had a high side out the chair. Viñales' time, by the way, folks, if you're further to Marquez. This battle, though, for 3rd place is the one that's going to rage right to the end. But when this pass comes, which it's going to, it's going to be a very interesting moment. Being followed by they're more concerned about than Rossi. Maybe 42, the Suzuki of Rins, is closing them down. Let's have a look at that. That'll be what it is. Here comes Valentino Rossi at turn 9. And he lined that up perfectly. But once again, times have we seen him do that with last bend battles with the likes of Marquez.
What Dovy's worked out is he hits those marks every lap. You come past me, which means you have to brake later.
You're going to run on.
You ain't going to...
So Dovizioso still hangs on to that third place, but why all the time that these two just 3/10 further back on these two? Oh, 1.4, sorry, 1.4 further. Marquez by a huge amount, 8/10 that lap.
The elastic band has broken,
yeah.
I think Marquez was
more injured than we think. He landed on his face, he landed on his wrists, he landed on his knees, his feet.
We witnessed those celebrations with his brother, Alex Marquez.
Yeah,
he looked...
turned around and said, I can't believe it. They must have brought out another one. After that clash, one gets damaged.
It was funny because that was after the crash, literally, what was it, half an hour afterwards, I went to view him. I thought he'd been a sling neck brace, and he sat there, and he looked like, and I'm not even joking,
brand new.
Like nothing was wrong. I think there's about 5 of them, actually, because we've been through a few, haven't we? Using all
the road. That's Zarco.
Yeah, but that's a confident ride.
It is.
That he can go curb to curb, literally.
Here comes Quartararo. A little earlier this was. Bits more flying off of Miller's bike. Is that rear? Yes, it was.
We've had things floor.
Yeah, but
his seat came off a few years ago, if you remember, back at Qatar.
He had a fair go 8th place then. As the number 5 on the Takaki. But look how neat Zarco is. That's real trademark stuff, isn't it? Just drives.
Well, it looks like he's not trying. Jack's still got that brown towel around his neck that he stole from the Japanese.
I can't believe he had a brown Jack on this one.
Want to bet?
Oh, that was tight.
Zarco lost a front as well.
Yeah. So bits flying off his motorbike. Jack Miller is riding a slightly dishevelled Ducati. So back in 3rd place, still got Valentino Rossi haranguing him, but coming into play. Now, Rins back on some kind of form. He could be podium here. We could have.
And he's going to do it.
Yeah.
Actually, that said though, it's one thing catching him. The
Yamaha in a straight line. It won't be anywhere near still the Ducati. As Valentino taking hotspot, you can say that crashing hotspot here as well. Turn 15, final corner. Dobby ride. Look at Rins, even closer. 2.4 it is. Vinales to Marquez. For Marquez. Then you've got the 2:06 of Dovi, 2:07 of Valentino. And that's out of turn 15. That's the pit lane you can see behind us in the background of your shot there.
She's there this weekend.
A lot.
Wow. Yeah. Looks like
not been an easy weekend for Cal Crutchlow. Back on board with him. White line to white line, out of 7, out of 8, now down.
Important for Yamaha this. I mean, they've had one win in 12 months if you think about it. The win at Assen this year. A little bit of a gap into them over 1.5 seconds. And then he just stay consistent.
We're on 13 now, and then it gets gradually tighter and tighter and tighter until you can open the... Been coming their way. They're at turn 14. Oh, look at Dobby right out to the edge of the track using all of the curb. Turn 15, this is where Cal just exited into the gravel trap. Rossi stand corner, hammer down. Dobby's under a lot further back. Rins still half a second adrift of Rossi in that 4th place. So you get the feeling now that Marquez really, now that elastic band has broken.
Looks beautiful, doesn't it?
It does. Absolutely, that is the correct word.
He did in Phillip Island though, didn't he, as well? You know.
Last lap, Vinales and having that twice in the row. Quartararo had to put up with that, with Misano being followed by 42 again.
Here he goes. Is he going to go? No,
too far. Gets past Morbidelli, but it's going to be brief. And it was. Morbidelli stays. Oh, it's no good, isn't he, the 20?
Yeah.
Fabio Quartararo. He does a lot of waving. In fact, he celebrated his pole position. So flew off. This was pretty spectacular.
Well, we saw him earlier this year. Was it his first pole position where he set his
airbag? Takes some setting off. Here we go. Valentino Rossi to the inside. That's going to be a block pass. He didn't quite pull it up again. Ride him with a chance here. Valentino had the signal that Rins was right there with him.
Is that 15? I'm guessing it's going to be turn 15.
He's turn 14. Quartararo. Don't forget, Quartararo's time in FP2 took him through.
I'll be really interested to see what Fabio's got to say after the race.
Just says, okay, that's a breaking point that you can have. Yeah, good luck with that.
And we've not seen him do many of them, really, if you think about it. What a solid season he's had.
He's not got the grip he's had.
No.
He's been using this weekend so far. And nor has Morbidelli.
No. 3 laps to go.
Oh, wait. Oh, it was Rins.
Wow.
Rins at it. Not Rins. Sorry, he's not going to be happy with that.
Well, the positives of that are for Zarco, that he comes back in and says, well,
it was race for this, but 3 laps to go. I don't think he'll be able to fight both of them.
Yeah.
I think the Ducati,
same. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Mir and Zarco. Mir who wiped Zarco has done a good job.
Can they give him a long lap loop? No. Is that with a certain amount of laps to go?
Has got the time equivalent, but doesn't really matter. It's usually around 3 seconds, isn't it?
Yeah, which is probably
3.1 at the line it was last time then. Maverick Vinales, Top Gun, is right there out the inside, didn't he?
Yeah,
and wiped the right. Yeah, wiped his handlebar out from under him. You can't counter steer when you've got
Yamaha.
Well, he deserved it. He deserved it in Australia, but he was mugged on the last lap. Marc Marquez stalked him maturely, very, very maturely. I'd have been as mad as hell.
But he took it as he took all the positive. Long lap penalty. It's just come up on the screen.
Well,
so they'll just add it on.
They'll just add it on.
Right.
So, and that's from the board at the end of pit lane. It comes up on the end of the actual pit lane where the race direction board is. Now then, Dovi, which actually makes sense because probably it's quicker around the long lap than getting the 3-second penalty. Does that make sense to you?
2 laps.
Maverick Vinales, 3.5 ahead of Marc Marquez still. Further 3 seconds. Done it all right, done it all perfectly. He did in Australia, but the 93 was too close. Maverick Vinales has ridden a perfect race from the flag, from the lights out, to challenge Maverick Vinales throughout the weekend. The only chance he had was to be with him. He did everything. Maverick Vinales' pace was just too good for him. Vinales will win, Marquez will be second. He's got it covered. This is turn 9. Up the hill we go to 10, to 11. We're already...
I'm still working out what Mir lost.
Oh, what was it?
No, it was about 4.5 seconds.
There is Maverick Vinales on the back straight now. One more corner to go from him and he can afford to take straight, that's for sure. It's only whether there's an opportunity here at turn 15, the final corner. Maverick Vinales for Vinales from Marc Marquez, the 8 times world champion. Andrea Dovizioso takes third in Fabio Quartararo, his teammate here at the home race for Petronas Yamaha. Miller gets 8th, 9th is into 10th place, and I think that's with the long lap as well. So he still stays in front of Pol Espargaro, who was in Renzo, finished on a 2-point scoring position from Mika Kallio in 15th place, and is even further back in 17th place.
Well, with that second place finish, Marc Marquez since Austria last year. So think about that race. Austria last year was the last time Lorenzo won a race.
Then fell over the thing. Maverick Vinales, you're a star. One-handed wheelies, you deserve everything you get.
Yeah, and that's a new record as well, isn't it, for Marquez?
Yeah.
Points. That's the most points scored in 18
rounds this year, sorry, 20 rounds next year. It's 18 rounds today, 19 rounds in Valencia. 20 rounds next year.
Yeah,
21 they reckon in 21, 22 in 22. Wow. The BSB system.
Yeah, that's the problem with that. I mean,
so
if you have 22 rounds, the system works in the BSB Championship. I think I'd hate to see it in the Premier class.
Blame Leon Camia.